Hello, I'm Activella, and I'm a student in the program of Social Justice and Critical Race Theory at the University of Bullshit. And I am doing a series of video blogs because my teacher has assigned us to document our growth and gradual awakening. And since this is a spiritual journey, I will document my development and how I grow into this spiritual practice as long as the course progresses. So this is the first video, and I am doing this after our first class. We invited a corporate consultant because we needed to be explained the theory and the terminology. And now I'm here to explain it to you. Okay, so let's get started. So now you may wonder why we invited a corporate consultant. And I wondered that too at the beginning, but if you think about it, why do we need a corporate consultant to teach us about social justice? Well, that is because in order to create a more just and equitable society, we need to dismantle capitalism. Now, what is capitalism? Capitalism is money, and who knows best how to make money? A corporate consultant. And that's why they are a specialist in making money. So we invite them and we pay them really well so we can so they can talk to us about social justice. And so this is what the corporate consultant said. She said that there are several terms that we need to be familiarized with, and we have to understand what they mean. And there are certain concepts that in order to be prepared to accept social justice, we have to understand that we don't need them. The first thing she said that we don't need is reason. I know that's a big one. It's really big, I know. Now, I was like you, I was like, what? But because we all grew up in a certain way, and we all think, well, reason is good because why shouldn't it be? So, but So reason, you think it's good because the patriarchy has told you so. If you really think about it, okay, just think about it. Now, like 100 years ago, there were all these white men, a bunch of white men, they got together, and one of them said, this is one, and then another said, this is two, and two follows one, and 1 + 2 is 3. And that's what they decided like 100 years ago. And this was reason. But then I'm asking you, why should we just go along with all this and just accept that a bunch of white men just decided it 100 years ago? I don't think so. I don't think so. So, that's how it all starts. That's how it all starts. Like a bunch of white men get together and they decide something, and then the women are forced to go along with it. It's like the whole planet is getting destroyed because there is capitalism, and then there's patriarchy, and then there's whiteness, and there's like a direct line. It's like you can see it. It's like all there. So now, when the consultant said this, we had a student. We have a student in class who was from Africa, and she said, she's like a really African girl, like really black, and she said, well, my father has 5 wives, and I always thought that that's patriarchy. But now that you're telling me that patriarchy is white and that it was invented by the white man, well, now I'm thinking, I guess I was wrong all along. And, it's good that I came here to learn about the patriarchy and all this, like this old capitalist thing, because, that's why I'm in America, to learn about capitalism and how bad it is. And who else can tell me better how bad it is than a corporate consultant? And, we all applauded. Then the corporate consultant said, well, that's how we all learn. We all learn and grow because we're in this together. It's like a spiritual journey that we all take together. And so you're going to think, okay, corporate consultant. Robin DiAngelo. I know. We tried to get her, but she's really, really busy. I mean, she's got a really booked schedule because she's a millionaire now. And yeah, because as the corporate consultant explained to the African woman, I mean, who else is better poised to tell us about social justice than Robin DiAngelo, who is a millionaire woman who tells us how bad the patriarchy is because the white man oppresses us, and she teaches us about social justice and stuff. And this is how we learn all these things. And okay, so then after the corporate consultant explained that, we were all taking notes. And then the corporate consultant said, well, okay, so who wants to tell us what we learned today about the patriarchy, about capitalism, and about whiteness? And then the African girl said, well, we learned that whiteness is not blackness, and that blackness is not whiteness. But we also learned that patriarchy is whiteness. And because patriarchy is whiteness, and my father has 5 wives, that makes my father a white man. And then we were like, wow. And the corporate consultant was like, okay. It looks like this girl still has, she's still using reason. And she's got to do more work. She has work to do. We all have work to do, because you have no idea how hard it is to get rid of reason. I mean, it's hard work. I have all these thoughts that just go through my mind all the time, like la 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 la, like they get rumbling, because you don't know, like you walk around and you go by your daily business, like your routine. Like sometimes I have a coffee and I think that I'm not thinking anything because I have no thoughts. But like the corporate consultant said, no, you think that you don't think, but actually they are always there. They're always in your head. And that's a name for it. That's called implicit bias. That's what she said. So when you have all these things go in your head, and when you think that you're actually not thinking, no, you're wrong. You are actually thinking without thinking, and that's called implicit bias. Okay, so now, what is implicit bias? Well, it's implicit bias because it's not explicit. I did it again. You see, like it just slips in, like I used reason again, explicit, not explicit. But no, that's not good, because as the corporate consultant said, reason is white, and we have to be careful. We have to be careful not to get too white, because, well, okay, I know it's complicated. But let me try to explain it. So as the corporate consultant said, there are certain things in life that are white, and then there are certain things that are black, and you have to pay very close attention to what is white and what is black, because sometimes you may think that this is white and this is black. No, in fact, this is black and this is white. And that's why we have to keep working at it with the corporate consultant, who can tell us what is white and what is black and what is black and what is white. And then when she tells us all these things, she uses all these words, because, I don't know if you noticed, but when we speak, we use a lot of words, and, words are everywhere. They just kind of are all around us, because when we speak, we use them, because, people used words for many, many years, like since they started to speak, like, I don't know, thousands of years ago. And, when we use all these words, we kind of also use reason, because we don't really realize it. But I wrote this question for the corporate consultant to ask her for our next session. And the question is, how can we create a more just and equitable world, excuse me, world without reason? And how can we think about it without really thinking? So that is my question. And I'm gonna ask her to help me solve this dilemma. But until then, I think I can say that, we are all in this journey together, and it's hard, but I'm sure that if all of us Americans, and I know this may sound like patriotic, which is racist, I know, but I just can't help it. So if all of us Americans put our heads together, I am sure I am convinced that little by little and day by day, someday we will manage to get rid of reason. I know we will. I know we can, and we can do it. So on this very optimistic note, I'm going to close my first video here. And if you enjoyed it, please give it a like. And if I have a YouTube channel, which I'm going to try to have one, then please subscribe to it. Thank you and goodbye.